voice.
Go.
Did I send you the text about um, the drama in U.S. Open Cup?
Um. So.
All right, so a little bit of a story, but I'll try to get through it real quick. Um, I can't remember if it was when. I think it was Wednesday. Manhattan played Motown,
Mhm.
and Manhattan was hosting. And before they even started the match, they went up to Motown and told them, "Hey, just want to give you a heads up. This field is not regulation size. It does not meet the bare minimum for US Open Cup. Would you like to proceed with the game?" And with the Manhattan technical staff within earshot, with the fans in the stadium already in their seats, Motown said, "All right, no, that's fine. We'll go ahead and play the game." Well, they play the game and Manhattan upsets Motown, which is a bit of an upset.
Mhm.
And then they beat them 2-1, I think. And then after the game, Motown got pissed and they filed an appeal to US Soccer and US Open Cup saying, when we were approached about whether or not we wanted this match to take place, uh, we felt pressured because of the fact that Manhattan's technical staff was within earshot, because fans were in the stands behind us. So we felt pressured into saying, yes, let's go forward and play the match.
Jeez.
And after the appeal came back, they upheld the results. So Manhattan is moving through to the next round.
Huh.
But Motown is not happy.
No, I wouldn't.
Oh, and Jamaica and Mexico are playing down in Estadio Azteca. I think they're playing
Mhm.
right now.
I think so. Yeah.
Last I saw, Jamaica was up 2-1. I don't know what the current score is. Yeah, and they had a hell of a banger, like outside the box. Let me see. 2-2, 77th minute. Oh shoot, Jamaica had an own goal. Oh, wait, that's weird. Oh, never mind. Jamaica got their second goal because of the own goal. So
I gotcha.
Mexico had a penalty kick in extra time of first half. So they're 2-2 right now.
Score. Control. Yeah. Perfect. To.
All right, and I got all my sites up. I'm ready to go.
YouTube. Bam. Went ahead and tweeted.
There we go.
Only on the main account. Odd account. Because I don't really know why.
Where is
Okay. Perfect. I added all my stickers from our friends onto my water bottle. Why is it blurry?
Nice.
Finally got a whole like loaded water bottle.
What
Eventually could
is?
start going over them a little bit though.
Yeah, that's always the sad part.
So many good ones.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. Okay.
Allison, no, I do not have the Geo sticker on my water bottle. I actually have it on the back of my Subaru. That was one of the first editions that I got put on the back of the Subaru. I had Geo sticker on there before I had my sticker on there. Surprisingly enough. Let's see. Oh, that was a cold one today, man. I'll tell you what. Was not happy about.
My parents said the first half wasn't so bad. It was the second half when the shade finally came over the crowd that it got a little
It's
worse.
true story.
All right.
Sean, the new sticker I acquired? Yes, it is. Right.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
nice. You got one of those? Ooh, that's a good one.
Got one of those, and then I got a bunch of the pellets ones as well.
That's what's the Disney princess?
That's what my daughter put on there. It's
Oh,
Jasmine.
okay.
That's her favorite
I was
one. Jasmine's her favorite, so she had to put Jasmine on there as well.
I wasn't sure if that was another.
No, that would be
That's
a good one
awesome.
though.
Who would Jasmine fit in best with one of the USL or the League One clubs?
Well, she wears blue, so probably Madison, honestly.
Yeah, and you got a pink background on that one, so
It's true.
yeah, automatic Madison.
Automatic Madison. Unfortunately. Fuck, man. I was so pissed. I just they looked so good. Omaha did in that first half.
Yeah,
Like they looked like world beaters in that first half, and then whatever happened in that second half, I don't know. I think Glazer probably made a few adjustments because they when
yep,
they came out in that second half, they looked completely different.
yeah, yeah. I'm not so sure about the 4-4-2 diamond formation
Hmm.
because it was leaving a lot of empty space there in the middle of the field, and
Yeah.
their midfield was taking it up and using it
Hmm.
to their advantage.
And just in that second half, though, that's the thing that's crazy to me.
Yeah,
I don't know. Our guys looked kind of tired towards the end of that too. Like
I agree. Yeah,
I don't know. So we haven't. There was somebody in there. I think it was Joe Gallardo in there. Just for some reason, didn't look at the end of that match like he had a whole lot of legs left in him.
yeah.
I mean, it was
He
probably
had
cold. He was
some
probably cramping and all that. But
he had some good moments there though.
mhm, I think they
Uh,
all did.
yeah, yeah. Especially, with any of those loose balls that were coming out of the attacking third, he was there in the middle third, ready to
Mm.
pounce on those loose balls to recover it and force it back into the final third. And it was nice to see. He was looking for the passing lanes. I mean, he was doing some good work there in the midfield.
Mhm. Yeah. So I mean, that lineup choice was interesting. I'll say
Yeah, I agree.
some of that starting Akoff, I was kind of a little bit surprised to see him starting out there and Shaft coming off the bench. To be honest.
And then they subbed Akoff out in like the 84th, 85th minute or something like that.
Um,
That one surprised me
let's
because I
go
figured they were going to take
timeline.
him out like the 70th.
85th minute is when he got
Yeah.
pulled out. That was a couple minutes after Mitch Osmond's yellow card. Oh, this timeline on YouTube leaves a or not YouTube, but Google leaves a lot to be desired. The entire first half was a goal in the 20th minute and then yellow card for Dion Akoff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then it goes to the second half. There's a bunch of other stuff.
Oh, oh, I thought you were talking. Oh, so you're talking about YouTube. I'm looking at um the League One website, looking at that storyline too.
Mm.
What's
Oh,
other players impressed you a lot tonight?
um it's, oh, Michael, no, I didn't get sunburned at least today. That's probably just how I'm sitting. I don't know how, because that sun was behind on like my back right side, and I wasn't at the
True.
tailgate long enough. My wife ixnayed on that one because it was a little too cold out.
Did she have a fun time?
Yeah, yeah, she had fun. We went out to eat before, and then s- we went to oh, it's right up here in Westo. Good Life. We went to Good Life and I got one of the big beers, and then she got she got one high noon and then was done because she doesn't really drink too much anymore. So is this where I complain about not getting a Brian from Omaha sticker? How did you not get a Brian from Omaha sticker? You're the one that made them. What? I just don't understand that.
Who's that?
I don't think I have any more either. I have to ask. Actually, you know what? I think you'd have to get with Chip about that because I'm pretty sure he's the one that had all of them.
Yeah, I only took one because I figured they were going to be super popular. So
I think
one in my throw.
I only got like 3, I think. I have one on the back of
Yeah.
my car, and then my mom has one on the back of her car. So, let's see. Where did that see, this is why having a screen like this is just not worth it sometime. Uh, uh, okay, well, where did it go? Where did my live chat go? Oh, it's right there. It's behind everything. There we go. All right. Michael, watch parties at the corner kick. I don't really know where they're gonna do watch parties this year, to be honest. I haven't checked the Discord about it in a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know that anything's been formally announced yet.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I think they're still weighing the different candidates
Mm-hmm.
or the different options, whatever.
Yep.
But I think corner kick is one of the options. I think they're maybe looking a little more central at some of
Yeah,
those
I would assume
businesses
so.
too.
I would assume. All right. And then designated winner again in the Discord saying, "How did the Omaha faithful feel about the first match under the new coach?" Rich, how did you feel about the first match under the new coach?
Uh, I'll be honest, I was pretty nervous for the first 10 to 15 minutes. Um, because it seemed a little disjointed at first, and I think Madison was they had their foot on the gas pedal to
Mm-hmm.
start off with, but I think once you got past that initial phase in the first half, the rest of the first half was all Union Omaha.
Yeah.
I mean, just all Union Omaha, and I think Union Omaha's first goal was in the 20th minute,
Yes, it was.
um, and they could have had more in the first half. They really could have. As far as the second half, I'm not as hyped about that one. I think Forward Madison made some good adjustments. Glazer sat down and made some good adjustments against Union Omaha for the second half, and Forward Madison looked better in the second half, plain and simple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I tweeted out at the end of the first half that Omaha looked like the significantly better team, or I used some version of that like language, but um, I definitely thought Omaha looked like the way better team in that first half. They looked a little bit more composed, and then I think when Madison kind of settled into the match a little bit, then they really started to show why they made all the signings that they did. And
Yeah,
Glazer's a good coach. I think he has a lot to play, like a lot to say about it too. But
yeah,
Christian Cheney is going to Christian Cheney. Unfortunately
yep.
for the league, that's just kind of what he does. Um, I don't know what happened with the defense on that goal. It just I don't think they played it too bad, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it just when the guy spins and just sends a shot in, it just kind of dribbled through. I don't necessarily think it was a great shot, but it
No,
made
it,
it
it
in.
certainly wasn't.
So it made it in, and I mean that's
Mhm.
just how it kind of works sometimes in this league. So um, yeah, and then
That
Michael,
Madison back line, though, man,
yeah, there,
they're going to be good.
yeah. Well, I mean, Timmy Mel banged that drum last season, all
Yeah,
season long. We knew he was going to be great, and then
yeah.
um, did Osman
I
come
mean, Jay
on?
Cruel, Stephen Payne,
Yeah, yes,
Mitch Osman. I mean,
Mitch
yeah, those are
Osman.
that's a
Yep,
that's a
that's
good back four.
that's a very good back four. Um, I thought Jake Kroll today played a pretty good game as well.
Yeah,
I still am not a big fan from celebrating. I actually told my wife that when we were sitting in the stands. It's like I think I made a comment about how I didn't like when Jake Kroll came and played against us anymore, and she was like, "Well, you know why?" I was like, "Well, he celebrated, and we used to play for us." It's like, so it's just an unspoken rule that you don't do it.
yeah,
You just never celebrate.
yep,
But what are you gonna do? He played well. I think everybody for Madison played well as well too. As far as the first game goes, I think both teams played really well.
yeah. I think for week two action, this was the best of week two.
Oh, I think so. I think that was the pretty strong consensus from anybody that watches this league that this was the
Yeah,
best match for casual fans or for neutrals just wanting to watch a match.
yeah,
I'm sure everybody over at Walk In 90 is going to be feeling this match. So,
yep. Talking flock,
hmm
they're gonna be loving it.
Mike
Um,
Michael wants to know our thoughts on UNO's stadium and the field itself.
well, once they got the snow off, it turned out to be a lot better.
Yeah, yeah, that'll happen. It was pretty cool to see the everybody come out and help do that. Shout out to everybody that went out there and moved the snow because I did not. I did not get a
Yeah,
chance to get out there, but
there
they
were a
did a
lot of
great
people
job.
that showed up to help out, so that was really cool.
Yeah, so
Uh,
much so that they made a video.
yeah, they did.
Yeah,
And the view from the stands at UNO is just it's a beautiful view.
it's really
Um,
good.
so if you're ever able to catch a Union Omaha match when they're over at Caniglia, definitely check it
hmm
out because it's really cool. There's a lot of cool trees surrounding the field. You got some gentle slopes of hills.
hmm
In the distance.
Yep.
It's just a nice scene to be looking at. And I did hear that the food trucks had a bit of a wait um, involved. So if you were one of those unfortunate people that was hoping to get a quick hot dog or some nachos or something like that super quick, sucks because sounds like
hmm
there was probably a 20 to 30-minute wait for some people. But I mean, that's kind of what you have to deal with if you're at a different stadium, dealing with different food vendors. You're working
hmm
with a food truck instead of the actual, stadium food services. So yeah, that's kind of one of the pitfalls of not being at home.
Yeah.
But I still like going to UNO. They have a really nice uh, press box area too, and the stands. I mean, it's a nice stadium. I like it.
hmm I think the only complaint that I have is in the seat back section, it is a little shallow for as far as leg room go. I've got
Mm.
super long legs. I'm pretty much all legs. So when like I know we went and tried to sit in seats that were right by the railing so that we wouldn't have people in front of us or whatever. And those seats are, there's probably 2 inches or so less room on those seats than there are in the other seat backs. But um, other than that, I mean, the seats are comfortable. And it's not like I was cramped, like sitting with my legs up in my chest or anything. It was
Yeah.
just a little bit closer than I would have liked. But still, the stadium's nice. The stadium is really cool. There's a lot of cool sight lines, and bathrooms were nice, but a little bit crowded, I will say, at halftime.
Did they have the troughs?
No, they have actual urinals,
Really?
and they have more than like 4 stalls too. There's like I think there's like
Wow.
6 stalls in there, but
That's first class bathroom situation there.
it was nice. I did get stopped from walking down to the bathrooms because the players were walking through at the time, but
Oh,
and I hadn't
there
had
was a
enough beers to
discussion.
say anything, so I did
There
not.
was a there was a discussion in the box as to which tunnel the players were going to come through, and
Hmm.
Owen knew because he used to, or he announces for um, Nebraska Omaha as well.
Hmm.
And so when he pointed to the tunnel, I was looking down to the right end zone, thinking that where the barrier, the gates were open, that's where the players were going to come through. But no, they literally walked into the seats in the stadium and went down.
Hmm.
Like it was
Yeah.
kind of like when you watched like FA Cup or something like that, where they have to go up into the stands to go accept the trophy.
Yep.
It was like the reverse of that. It was so yeah. I
So yeah,
completely forgot that that's how they come out of the locker rooms.
yeah, I did too. And actually, my wife pointed that out. I think I was tweeting or I was texting somebody, and my wife kind of looks down and she goes, "Hey, are those the players?" And I look up and I see Noe Meza like walking up. And I was like, "Oh, yeah, they are." And it's like the tunnel right in front of us. Yeah, I guess they're coming out right there. So, um, let's see. Oh, Allison said I wasn't able to go today, and the only view I remember from the game I went to was the view of a sweater. So, referring to our Open Cup match.
Yep.
Perfect. Open Cup match against Northern Colorado.
Yep.
Um, and Connor jumping in saying, also brought two first timers with me today, and their two observations. The quality of play is much higher than they expect when they hear third tier American soccer, which is nice to hear.
Yeah.
And their other thought was, quote, how much are these officials getting compensated? To which I replied, I don't know, but it's too much.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Connor, good job for bringing some first timers to the match. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And they definitely came to a really good one too, because both teams really stocked up on some talent in the off season. So
Hmm.
seeing that one right off the bat as your first third division soccer match, that's pretty cool.
That is a good one. Yeah, definitely. As far as the official things go, I mean, it's pro referees.
Yeah.
We have to keep that in mind. But I did send a text in me, Chip, and Rich's group message that I don't care if you're bad at your job. Like I can get over if you're bad at your job, and it's equal on both sides. So as long as you're consistent, that's all that I care about. You can be bad and be consistent, fine. I know what I'm gonna get. I know what I have to do. No big deal. But if you're inconsistent in the calls that you're making and the calls that you're not making, that's when there's an issue. That's not the reason Omaha lost or drew today, but it didn't help things either.
And when you say consistency, you mean calls for both sides.
I mean, calls for both sides and the same call for both sides.
Hmm.
If somebody sticks their foot up in the air too high and it's a yellow
Yeah.
card one way, it has to work the other way.
Yeah.
And you can't be intimidated by a forward wearing number 9 for forward Madison yelling at you to make calls.
Yeah.
So,
That foul that involved both players going in studs up trying to bring the ball down.
Mhm.
and they called it against you in Omaha. I just that was one where I stood up and just had to like I just had to walk around, take a couple paces because I didn't want to like yell or something.
Yeah.
That one pissed me off.
Yeah, I agree. And if there is anybody listening that wants to pop in and has a mic or whatever and wants to actually like interact and talk and ask questions, go ahead and jump into the live call in show voice channel.
Yeah, please do. We want you to.
Yeah, we would love to hear from you guys. We want to hear your voices. You guys hear our silky smooth voices all the time. We want to hear from you
Mhm.
guys.
Mm.
We're doing this one for you guys, so you can get whatever you want out there, as long as it's within reason. Obviously, we're not going to pull no personal attacks, none of that kind of stuff. But
No
if
hate speech, no threats of violence.
right, pretty much, don't be a douche
Yeah.
is the only rule. But
I'm already cracking into my second Modelo here.
there we go. It's nice for Sunday night. These are going to be nice to do on like Saturday nights and not Sunday nights.
Yes.
Connor saying Cheney loves to yell, but I'd say even more so at his own players for not getting him the ball at every chance. Yes, I noticed that because Cheney is loud. Like when he yells, he has a very booming, commanding voice. And I,
Really?
and I don't know if it was just because of the way UNO is set up or what, but I could hear every word he was yelling clearly.
Nice. I did not, I couldn't hear any of that.
Was it was good, man. I mean, that's another thing that I like is that um, very intimate style stadium like that because the capacity is much lower, and there's not as big a distance between the field and the seats.
Yeah.
Excuse me, like there is at Warner Park or so that's something that Omaha definitely needs to bring in if and when they get their own stadium. Make sure that
Yep.
the seats are close to the pitch.
One thing Coach Dom was saying after the match, excuse me, I already got the burps. He was saying he could hear all of the fans loud and clear.
Mhm.
So he was very happy and appreciative that everyone was as into the match as he was. So
Yeah,
good job, everybody.
definitely. And
Bring that
then
energy every week.
yeah, they definitely need to. And oh, remind me about energy here. I'm gonna actually catch up. So Michael Sharp sent a couple other comments and questions in. The first one
Yep.
is looks like Sporting KC is going to be terrible again in the MLS. Michael, I feel like that's a personal dig at me, but you are correct. Yes, and time for them to focus on the Open Cup and the Leagues Cup. Probably not yet, but it's coming. Yeah, you're probably not far off from that. And
Johnny
then,
Russell had a quote yesterday talking about how the team needs to, match their effort with the fans' passion in the stands. So
mhm,
kind of cool to see Johnny Russell calling the team out like that.
yeah. And then Michael also said former Omaha Maverick and Creighton Blue Jay Diego Gutierrez made his first MLS start for Portland today. So
Cool.
perfect. That's pretty nice. Congrats to him for making it up there.
Yeah.
And
And
then
Creighton had a player score his first MLS goal just 2 weeks ago,
did they?
I think. I think what doesn't he play for Charlotte?
Oh yeah, to be honest, not a
Oh, I can't remember.
not a big Creighton guy, man.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
um, Alex Alex Ashton coming in saying the fans were super loud on television, so
Nice.
that's good to know. I will say that wasn't all just Union Omaha fans because the flock was out there and they were making quite a bit of noise as well too.
Yeah.
And then Connor says, "Yeah, Duncan McGuire for Orlando is who you were thinking of."
Orlando. Yeah. Thank you, Connor. Yeah. I knew it was down there in the southeast. So yeah.
Yep. I don't need to
So
close my
cool.
rings, Apple Watch. It's fine. Um, but yeah, I mean the flock was super loud. I actually kind of strategically put myself in the center of the field between where Parliament and the flock were to kind of gauge the noise levels and stuff. And both of them the entire time going at it. Um,
Yeah.
what I would have liked to see maybe a little bit more was like a give each other a chance to return something. So one side
Yeah.
starts hitting something, sends it over to the other side, and back and forth. That would have been kind of cool.
Yeah.
But the flock has been doing it very well for a long time too. So
Yep.
they definitely know what they're doing. As does Parliament. Parliament's been killing it too. So
There was a guy sitting next to me. I don't know what capacity he was working in, but as soon as kickoff started for the first half, both the drums started going, and he said, "Oh, great, we have competing drums." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, bring on the
I
competing
want
drums. Let's
competing
do this."
drums every time. That's what we need. That's what we
Hmm.
want. That's what we need.
Yeah, and I like your suggestion about the call and response between the two fan bases. That would have been really cool.
Yeah, I just think it would have been kind of cool to do. But who knows? Maybe we'll
Yeah,
see it at some point. It's also kind of hard too when everybody's passionate enough about it that they're trying to play the entire time.
yeah,
Nothing
and
wrong
I
with
mean,
that
it's not
either.
that often that you're going to have uh, a big group of opposing fans like that invade your stadium. So
Hmm.
when they do, you got to take advantage of it, and don't do any of that silly, cheesy. We have spirit, yes, we do. We have spirit. How about you? Like, don't do that shit.
Yeah, no, we don't want that.
Mm. Did you see the call and response between Nottingham Forest and Manchester City? I think it
Oh,
was the
the Champions of Europe one.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good. I love that one.
Snoop Loops. Is it just me or is Rich kind of quiet? Rich might be quiet. I can turn him up here.
Oh, sorry.
It's probably on my end, Rich. I can scoot
Oh,
you up a
okay.
bit here. Let me know, guys, if Rich is coming through loud and clear. Jeez, I can't talk. Loud and clear now.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not trying to be quiet. So if I need to yell, I can yell.
Okay. So
If you
yeah,
have not seen the call and response between the Nottingham Forest and the Manchester City fans, let me know. I'll dig up the video and make sure to send it to you.
but shit, we might as well. Think I can find. Uh, Forest versus Manchester City. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I think I can pull it up. I just have to turn on my sound. There, I'll pull it up here. Here's So yeah, if you guys didn't catch that, it's Champions of Europe. You'll never sing that. City responded with Champions of Europe. You weren't even born, and Nottingham Forest responds with Champions of Europe. You won't be alive. So that's fair. That is fair. Connor, am I also drinking Blue Jay tears tonight? I am.
Oh, we know you are. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Brian, were you keeping track of that one during the match?
Nope. I actually didn't know about. I mean, I knew it was going on because when we went to Good Life. They're
Oh yeah,
like there was already tons of Blue Jay fans in there, and we went at like 11:45 is when we got there.
yeah.
Tons of Blue Jay fans in there already staking out their seats. So we ended up getting just a table for two in like kind of the back corner of the bar, just the only place we could get. And it's like, oh yeah, that game's going on today. And then we drove to the match. We stopped at the tailgate, shotgunned a beer, a Modelo, of course. Um, and then totally forgot about it until the guy sitting behind me and like 3 people down was like, "Oh man, this is a really close game."
Mhm.
Like, "What game?" He's like, "Yeah, Creighton's like," I think they were up at the time. They're up by like 1. Like, "Oh, yeah." So then I pulled it out on my phone and was like, "Oh yeah, cool." And then I got sucked into the game,
Yeah.
the Union Omaha game, and then when I checked, it was right as the game was ending. Showed my wife and I just started laughing.
If you ever wanna get Owen going, tell him you're a huge diehard Creighton fan.
Oh no,
That'll set him off.
don't do that.
He was there was a huge case of schadenfreude in the press box from Owen once the game was final and Creighton lost.
Uh, let's see. And Connor also said before that, going back to the call and response, he said call and response is great within high school student sections and it'd be great with supporters groups. Problem is, a spread out stadium makes it hard. More reason for an intimate atmosphere in our future home.
Yeah. And
I agree.
and if you don't have any of those, I don't know, I don't wanna call it legacy, but if you don't have a long, standing history within the club, there's not as much to refer to.
Hmm.
So, yeah, it's tougher to find, a chant that you can go back and forth with, so, yeah, I get it.
So I want to know from the listeners, what do you guys think? Um, what did you guys think of the crowd today? I mean, I know we struggled the elements a little bit. Um, it's again first match of the year. What did you guys think about it?
And while we wait for comments to come in, let me tell you a little bit about this. So, I got the attendance figures, from the club today, and
Stealing my job.
so no, I'm not gonna announce it, I'll let you do that. But considering the weather, the Creighton game,
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
time of the match, the fact that it was at a different location and, it was at a different time than we're used to, considering all of those things, I think the attendance was actually pretty good.
Hmm. Yeah,
It's one of those things where you can look at that number in and of itself and think, I don't know, man, that's kind of low for a Union Omaha match. But if you consider all of the conditions that they were battling with, I think Union Omaha did just fine.
yeah. Well, I mean, Rich,
Naturally, I'd like to see more.
you might as well just tell them exactly what the attendance numbers were.
It was 1,913.
Yeah, 1,913. That's not. I mean, yeah, for a 2 o'clock game when there's a big, huge match for, or a game for one of the bigger or biggest teams in this area, you
Mhm.
know, that's going to be hard to compete with.
Yeah,
Um, Connor said crowd for me was about as expected. Could have maybe been a bit more with some nicer weather. I'm guessing around 1,800 ish. So pretty damn close, Connor. Good job.
yeah. Good job,
Not
Connor.
not too disappointed due to circumstances. Yeah. And then Sean coming in as well and saying, I'm more than okay with 2 p.m. kickoffs. You
Yeah.
say that now. You say that now. But what about June and July? Are you still okay with
Oh,
2 p.m. kickoffs in June and
oh
July
gosh.
or August? Because usually August is our
August
like
is the worst.
murderer's row of
Yeah,
horrible weather.
yeah,
And that's coming from somebody who would much rather it be 90 degrees than anywhere close to freezing.
yeah.
I mean, look at me. I'm still wearing my sweatshirt and my scarf inside my own house.
Whereas I'm the guy who would much rather go to Northern Colorado because I like cold weather more.
Mm, can't do it. Can't do it. I don't like it, but to each their own.
Yep.
So we're doing quite a bit of talking about Union Omaha. So if anybody else wants to talk about any of the other matches and wants to ask us questions or wants to jump in and talk about them, come on in and let us know.
Yeah, we
We're
got
doing,
plenty to say about all the matches that happened this weekend. So
yeah.
fire
Well,
away.
whatever you guys want to, whatever you guys want to talk about, we're here for you guys. This is This is your guys' show. We're
Yeah.
just emceeing it. Sean says that's fair for player health and safety. Got to play it by ear depending on the season. But it was super nice to be home by 5 p.m. and able to relax. True.
Yeah. Yep.
Soup Loops, yep, we're still doing call-in. Just go ahead and join the Discord and then come to the bottom voice channel, and it's the live call-in show. I'm in there now, so that's the one you should go into. And then when you get in, we'll let you speak your mind.
Oh, that's cool.
Alex Ashton wants to know goal of the week.
Ooh.
For me, that's got to be Tormenta last night. Um,
Oh,
fuck.
the free kick?
Yes, the free kick. I forget who
Ooh.
it was though that did
It
it.
was Akale.
Yes,
Makwele Akale.
yes, the Minnesota Messi.
Yeah, Minnesota Messi. There you go. Yeah.
Beautiful goal.
That
Um,
was a beautiful goal.
that was a great match to watch. I got eviscerated in my picks this week.
So did
Not
I.
even close in any of them.
Yep.
But yeah, I got to take Minnesota Messi for that one. That free kick was fantastic.
I'll have to look through our Twitter to see whose predictions were the most correct. Because I think there was somebody who was pretty much the opposite of you and I.
hmm
So they're going to take that one. Um,
And Alex
but
also said
jump
we all did. We all got eviscerated in our picks.
jump in to let us know your predictions, and we'll keep tabs on all that kind of stuff and
hmm
give the person who got the closest a shout out every week.
Yeah. So Connor also has a question here. Based off the first few results of the season, do you think top to bottom the table will be more competitive this season?
Yes.
hmm
No doubt in my mind. Yes. 100%. Yes. Yes. Yes.
I agree.
If you compare 2022 League One to 2023 League One, you got 2022 down here and you got 2023 up here. Like I think it's going to be a huge difference in level of gameplay um this season. I'm just that's how excited I am for League One this year.
hmm Yeah, it's going to be really, really good. I don't think any one team is going to run away with the league this season. Um, and I don't think there's going to be anything that, oops, not what I do. I don't think there's going to be any part of the table that's going to be um, overly below the rest. So like the
Mhm.
bottom of the table is not going to be like how it was last season with Tucson and um, NCFC. Jeez, dude, I'm something with me today. I tell you what. Um, it'll be a much closer table, and I think the top two are going to be within a couple points of each other as well.
Yeah. So in the first episode of this season, Brian and I, not gonna we were shitting on Fuego for I mean, I in our defense, deservedly so because they didn't release their roster at all. So they had maybe 11 or 12 players at that point.
Mm,
But if you look at the roster signings they've made since then, we'll be talking about that on our when we record on Wednesday.
mm,
They've made some quality signings, and if you, I don't know if any of you have seen the results from their friendly with Pachuca, but they were scoreless against Pachuca going into halftime, and then I think second half is when they let in 3 goals or something like that. I think it ended up 3-1, but to take them to halftime at 0-0, that's a quality that's a high achievement. So
mhm.
Fuego may not be a club that you want to sleep on this season.
Yeah. Um, I'm a little upset, honestly, that they did not play their League One match, but
Yeah,
somehow the field conditions were fine to play the Liga MX side.
yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
get, I don't know. It seems like maybe you could have played the League One game too, but
Yeah,
whatever. They're
I
trying to
agree.
make money, bringing in a great side. So
Yeah.
whatever. It happens. Now they just got to play 3 games really close together in the middle of the season. So I think
Yep.
September is when they rescheduled that one for, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, September. I think late September.
Mm.
But even to bring in a Liga MX team into your stadium to play a friendly,
Hmm.
that's pretty dang cool.
Oh
And then
yeah,
I'd
for
love to
sure.
see Union Omaha play one of their teams.
Yeah. And also Connor coming in with another question. I like it. How do you guys feel heading into Knox next week? Personally, I'd be thrilled with a draw on the road against a new club ready to prove themselves, similar to us in 2020.
Yeah, that's going to be a defensive battle.
Hmm.
Um, I think there's some adjustments to be made heading into Knoxville. I think everybody recognizes that, um, whether you're in the locker room or sitting in the stands. But I think they'll make the right adjustments, and Saturday is going to be a very fun one. I had that trip all locked and loaded, and then I found out that I have to cover for somebody that day, so not gonna be able to go to Knoxville this season. I was really hoping to, but
Yeah, that
just
would have
not be
been a
able to
good
swing
trip.
it.
That would
Yep.
have been a good trip. But
Yeah.
um, I don't know. I'm feeling pretty decently confident. I think the good thing when you're playing Knox is with it being a new team, they're gonna have the same kind of woes Omaha is with a new coach, a new system, and new players. Knoxville may not have the new coach, but it's definitely going to be a different style of system, and the players that they brought in all have to gel as well. So the only thing that they have over Union Omaha is their coaches been around.
Mhm.
So um, I don't know. It should be pretty good, but um, I think talent wise, Omaha has the better talent.
Yeah, and I mean, One Knox has
And I will be right
those
back. To my
quality
dog is barking.
defenders, like Jalen Chrysler. They have Skelton, Jimmy Villalobos, Jake Keegan. So, I mean, Derek Waldeck. I mean, they have some quality players in their club, and I don't know. That's gonna be a pretty tough match. Um, I think Union Omaha should be okay. I don't want to sit here and guarantee a win here and now, but I mean that's a quality defense to be going up against, and even their midfield is going to be tough to get through. I think player for player, just like Brian was saying, Union Omaha matches up really well with them, but it's all about how you show up and how you create once the whistle is blown. I think you saw some issues today transitioning from the middle third to the final third, and we weren't able to get the team wasn't able, since I wasn't on the field. The team wasn't able to get off as many shots or even shots on goal that they wanted to. Um, there was quality build up play, but there's some work to be done in the final third. I think they'll certainly be working on that, and trying to fine tune some of those attacking third opportunities. But yeah, that One Knocks battle this weekend is going to be fun.
Sorry about that. This is a live call-in show now. We can't edit stuff out, so you guys are seeing the full gambit now. um, have you read any more of the YouTube chat at all, Rich? Or are you still going with the Knoxville?
Uh, I can't even see it.
Oh, okay. Um, Connor has a more tactical question, so this one's also going to go to you. Um, Maybe it's nothing, but it seemed as if our attack was focused on the far side of the pitch the second half, while Dion sat idle near the side. Matchup issue, possibly.
A little bit of that, yeah. Um, so if you saw uh, Union Omaha's shape was a 4-4-2 diamond shape, and so in the middle of that field there was zero space. Sometimes you would see Luis Heel float in there and try to be the facilitator to take the ball centrally and move it back out to the flanks. But pretty much most of Union Omaha's traffic was swinging it back and forth in their defensive third and then moving it up the flanks to try to cross the ball in and try to take advantage, of any empty space or mismatches in the attacking third. One crucial thing that I think affected Union Omaha's chances was for Madison, they did not try to throw Stephen Payne up high. And so because he stuck back, there weren't as many numbers to try to push forward and take advantage of. And if you have a quality defender like him staying back on the Madison back line, you're kind of forcing Union Omaha into um, trying to adjust there on the fly. I think they were maybe anticipating for Stephen Payne to be floating up high, even though he's a wing back. I think they were. Oh, excuse me, I got the burps. I think they were anticipating him flying up top there with Christian Cheney, and even Gebhard was up there a
Mhm,
number of times. But I think the crucial thing today was Stephen Payne's movement
mhm. Yeah. I mean, it's
or lack of
something.
movement.
Yeah, lack of movement probably more on the nose for that one. But I
Yeah.
mean, it's not just you, Connor. That there was people even sitting around me that you could tell they don't follow um, the league super close. So, um, but even they noticed that Dion was pretty wide open quite a bit.
Mhm.
But even that being said, it seemed like as soon as they tried to go that way, that it was getting closed down pretty quickly too. Madison did a really good job today of going um, sideline to sideline, and Omaha just could not figure out how to get the ball passed around enough to get uh, through the defense because it was a very stingy defense today.
So let me throw this question at you. Bigger effect on the match, Madison's backline or Madison's midfield?
Hmm, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Without going back and watching it, I feel like it had to have been their back line because I feel like Omaha had chances that they probably should have put away. One big one that comes to mind is Noe Meza's miss off of just that beautiful run in off that right side.
Yeah.
Um, and then him switching direction and then trying to swing it back in, almost like that Cheney goal, um, and just didn't catch it sweet enough, and it just glances the side. But um, yeah, I think Madison's backline played a terrific match, and they dealt with
Mhm.
Omaha's size very well.
Yeah.
Granted, they did give up that um, the corner goal, but other than
Yep.
that, those crosses coming in were held to the very front of the box and not where the danger zone is around the 6 yard box.
Yeah. Yep.
So, let's see. Soup Loops wants to know. He says, trying not to be too bad of a homer for the Tormenta game, but what do you guys think about the refing? I don't think it would have guaranteed a win, but it seemed like it was affecting the flow. I don't know if that's asking more about the Tormenta match or Union Omaha match, but in the Tormenta match, yeah, it seemed like it was affecting the flow a little bit, but also
Yeah.
um, Tormenta didn't do themselves any favors. Granted, and I'll get into it when we talk about it on Wednesday, but that was one of the softest yellow cards, second yellows I've ever seen. How do you give a guy a second yellow for kicking the ball away?
Yeah.
A first yellow? Yeah, sure, absolutely. But you can't kick a guy off the field because he kicked the ball away. I don't think the ref remembered that he was already on a yellow card. But
I kind of wonder if that's what it was too, because so in the ref's defense, you saw it a lot last season.
mhm,
They were really trying to crack down on any time wasting that was happening within the match. They didn't really press so much on the goalkeepers, which is a whole nother story. But you saw that carry over to that match against Richmond and um, Preston Kilwine. I mean, he made the stupid decision in the moment to try to kill the clock a little bit there.
Mhm.
At the same time, Brian, I completely agree with you. You shouldn't give a second yellow for that. Just talk to him, tell him like cut the bullshit,
And if
do
he
it
does it
again, and that's a
again,
yellow.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Super Month just said, yeah, the tormented match, especially the second yellow and the time wasting in the 52nd minute.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's just like Rich said, they're trying to crack down on the time wasting. They're trying to crack down on that, and they're trying to make sure that the added time that they do add is accurate. That's US
Mhm.
soccer as a whole, though. That was
Yeah.
their biggest thing, and it started during the World Cup because that's also what they wanted to do during the World Cup was make sure that if you fucked around for 10 minutes during the game, you got 10 minutes of stoppage time and
Mhm.
or as close to it as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and then Soup also agrees that it was a dumb move on his part, but not card worthy. Which
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
so Alex wants to know: was it a surprise to either of us that Steinwasser got the start over Dos Santos?
Uh, at first, I was I was floored by the decision. I thought for sure Dos Santos was going to be up top with Noe Meza.
Hmm.
Seeing uh, Dos Santos play in the second half and seeing Steinwasser play throughout the first up until Dos Santos came in, even into the second half, obviously. Um, I'm happy with the decision to have Steinwasser out there. I think Dos Santos still has a couple weeks of training in him before he gets up to speed with the club's tactics, the chemistry of the rest of the team, because he did come into the club late
Hmm.
because he had to, he's coming from abroad. He had to get everything in order and all that kind of stuff. But I think he's only been with the club for about 2 weeks, maybe three.
Hmm. That seems
Um,
right.
so for him to have that short a time period and then to expect him to be starting, I don't know. Steinwasser did a very good job today, though. I was very impressed with him.
Hmm.
Pressing up high, he was constantly motoring around the field. When Dos Santos came on the field, I gotta admit I was not as impressed.
Yeah. And then Alex also wanted to add he thought that Steiny played well.
Yeah.
So, and I agree. One thing I do kind of, I guess I just didn't realize how big the guys that we signed in the front lines are.
Yeah.
Dos Santos is fucking huge, man. Like
6'4".
that is a big man.
Yeah.
Um, and just the way that a lot of those guys move, and then Connor coming in and saying as well that Dos Santos essentially move in slow motion, yet simultaneously get through everyone on that chance in the second half. He's
True.
smooth, very, very
Yeah.
smooth. He moves that big frame very well.
Yeah.
Um,
But
but yeah.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Oh, I was just gonna say that, but yeah, I don't. I think bringing in Steinwasser for right now, I don't see a huge drop off between the two. I think they could play interchangeably, and the level of play is going to be very similar.
Yeah. And I think you saw some of that lack of chemistry in the second half once Dos Santos came on, because even with his 6'4" frame, I would expect him to be pushing the Madison back line every second that he could.
Mhm.
But you also, saw him sinking back and taking passes close to the midline. And there were times when I'm thinking, dude, you are 6'4". You should not be close to the midline. You should be pushing the 18-yard box. Get your ass in there, man. What are you
Mhm.
doing?
Yeah. Well, and I'm trying to remember. Maybe you guys or you, Rich, know. Did we get that many crosses into the box in the second half? It
Ooh,
seemed
second half.
it seemed like that first half we were getting a whole lot of balls in, but I think if I remember correctly, in that second half we were really lacking that, whether it be crosses coming across or through the air or on the ground. It just seemed like we were trying to work the ball into the box, but not via corners or crosses, and more direct style attack.
Uh, I can answer that for you very shortly. Let me check
That's fine.
here.
I'll let's see. And Connor, while you're doing that, Connor just said a random thought. I didn't recognize any of the officials today. Seemed like maybe a new batch of younger guys. I mean, it could have been. I don't. I think they probably should throw up the names of the officials just so we know and don't have to track it down. But then also knowing some of the people that are in our fan base that like to yell things, myself included, I don't know that that's a great idea.
Yeah. So to go back to the crosses, Brian, you actually raised a really good point. Looking at the stats here, in the second half, Union Omaha had 6 crosses um, in that half, 5 of which were unsuccessful.
Mm, yeah,
So only one successful cross in the second half.
yeah, seemed like it.
Yeah,
Which you can't be doing, especially when you have as big of guys as Omaha has
yeah,
with their attack. And that's not something that Dominic Casiato wants to do because his specialty is set pieces, which I would assume if he knows how to play set pieces or set pieces up, he's going to want to cross the ball in the air as well. So
yeah,
the team should be set up for that. And I think I think that's more of a credit to Madison's defenders more than it is an attack on Omaha's attackers.
mhm, yep,
But I mean, what are you going to do? It's the first game of the season for both of these teams. Both of them looked about as well put together as you would hope a team would look in the first game of their season.
yeah,
And this was a super entertaining match. There was a whole lot of chances, and a whole lot of good saves. I knew who again. I mean, you can't speak that guy's praises enough.
yeah. He seemed so bummed after the match
Hmm.
to not have that clean sheet and to have the win. Yeah, he seems so bummed.
Yeah. Well, and I
Yeah,
mean the goal that came in off of Cheney. I mean, it went through one of our defenders and it knew who was going the opposite way, but still got his body back and got a hand on it, but just dribbled through. So
yeah,
I mean, that's tough. That's tough for him, but he'll bounce back. He's one of the best keepers in this league. So
yeah.
Sean wants to point out too for Connor that the head referee today refed Union Omaha versus NCFC on October 16th of 2021.
Was that the was that the one where uh Kevin Pietrahita had the goal in like the 20 seconds or whatever?
Let's take a look.
While you're looking that up, I'm gonna grab another Modelo. I'll be right back.
Yeah, it's all good. Let's see, October 20. Yes, that was. No, 21 was Evan Conway hat trick and Amir Ali Hadzik scoring in that one. So it's good. So thank you for that, Sean, throwing that one in, letting us know that one. But
Wait, so you said it was October of 2021 or October 21st?
October 16th of 2021, that was
Oh,
that was the Evan Conway hat trick game where he scored in the second, 18th, and 57th minute.
oh, gotcha. Okay,
And Amir Ali Hadzik scored in the 25th minute. A 4-1 victory.
nice.
Let's see.
Was Will Pulisic goalie that day or was Nick Holiday?
Let's find out. That one was neither was Jake McGuire.
McGuire. Okay.
So got another one in from Soup Loops again. So thanks for
Yes,
the
Soup Loop.
interaction today, guys. That's
Bringing the
awesome.
action. Love it.
Um, and They say I'm excited for you guys to come to South Georgia. Thought it was funny when I asked the question about away days on Twitter to find out that you were coming here. So yeah, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
excited to come down there too.
we're coming.
It's gonna be really fun. You'll have to let us know where you guys hang out, where you guys tailgate. 'Cause we'll have to stop by
Yeah,
and love to hang out with you guys.
yeah. We want to hang out. We want to meet you.
Yeah, bring some stickers down for everybody.
Yeah,
Maybe do a little live show down there.
like all this lime juice on my fingers
Oh,
taste good.
dude, it's great. I love lime juice.
Yeah.
Lime juice and lemon juice, greatest things
Oh
ever.
yeah.
Well, have to lick it off your fingers, especially if you
So
got
yeah,
cuts. I'll tell you
when
that.
we exactly. So when we come to uh South Georgia, yeah, let us know. We'll be coming to the Union Omaha match in October. So let us know. I think Brian's going to be there much longer than I will, but
Yeah, I'll be there a couple days before the match.
yeah, I think I'll probably be coming either Friday night or Saturday morning. But either way, we're both going to be in town. We want to make the most of that trip. So yeah, definitely let us know. We want to hang out.
Yeah, or wherever you guys hang out, you gotta let us know the good food spots and everything too, and then hanging out
Yeah.
after the match too, because I I'm hoping to be celebrating a victory on that one. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it'll still be cool either way to hang out with everybody for sure. Speaking of which, today I did not catch the name of the flock member that offered me a spotted cow, two spotted cows, one for me and one for my wife. So whoever that was, thank you. I appreciate it. Um, I was not expecting to walk right up and just get offered a beer from the flock, but I'll take it. Appreciate it, guys.
Especially a spotted cow, man.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff. My wife had never had it before, and she said she actually really likes it. She said she
Yeah.
remembered me having the case here, but did not have one of them. I think
Yep.
I drank them a little too quick. That's probably what
See, now you're
happened.
gonna have to get a his and hers pack.
I know. Gonna have to.
Mhm.
I'll just forget, or I'll be the only one that drinks them because they're in the house. But
I didn't have enough time before the match to go to the tailgate and hang out, but after the match, I was hoping to chat it up with some of the flock members, but they were climbing up onto the bus, so I couldn't um, stop by to say hi. So
yeah, that's a long drive.
yeah, didn't have the opportunity to hang out as much or at all, but
Hmm.
it would have been nice to hang out with them.
Yeah, yeah, they seemed really cool. I got to the tailgate about an hour, I think, before kickoff. And yeah, just went up there and got in on the shotgun, which was nice. Always like to get up there for the shotgun.
Yep.
Um, I will say, oh, you know what? I gotta call out Luke on the shotgun, man. You did not open up that beer very well to shotgun it. That went everywhere. So we got to work on the opening of the can, but
Yeah.
that's all right. We'll get there. It's the first one of the season. Everybody's a
Yeah.
little rusty.
Exactly. Did you try any of the Mesa Mueller pizza?
I didn't even know it was there.
Yeah. Zach had uh I think he brought like 3 pizzas, 2 or 3 pizzas, and he was throwing it in the portable cooker.
I didn't even see Zach there. I didn't see Zach at all today. It's
Yeah,
unfortunate. Miss seeing my friends,
yeah.
but
I really
that's
wanna
all right.
try that Mesa Mueller pizza. It sounds really good.
It looks really good too.
Yeah,
Allison coming in and saying from the pictures I saw on Twitter, it looked like a lot of positive interaction between the two groups. Yeah, it
yeah,
seemed that way for. I mean, I was only there a short time before we headed inside. Honestly, I had to go to the bathroom really bad, so we headed inside for that. But
yeah.
um, yeah, it was a lot of fun. So yeah, so we're still gonna have our show on Wednesday. Where we'll do our normal thing. We'll break down all of all of the action and um, everything like that. So if we're being a little peckish on the information and statistics, that's why. Because then if we do it all now, you guys aren't going to listen to us on Wednesday. So,
Exactly. Got to spread the love.
and plus, I've got to rewatch everything because it's all kind of run together at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sean says he can confirm that the Mueller is a goodbye.
Gosh. I hope they keep that flavor for like the entire season because I just want to like pick one of those up before I go to a match.
Yeah, need to hit. I need to hit up Virtuoso like not on a catered Union Omaha event day. So I feel like
Yeah.
those pies are going to be really, really good, fresh out the oven.
Remember when you and I were at Krug Park? I think, yeah, we were there with Chip. And I ran
Mhm.
over there to try to get a slice because I've never had Virtuoso pizza.
Oh yeah, they had closed already.
Yeah, they closed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, still have never had Virtuoso pizza.
All right, Connor said he's logging off for the night. It was nice chatting with you. It was nice chatting with you, Connor. Thanks for coming
See you,
in and
Connor.
sending in questions and talking. So we appreciate that.
Yeah.
And also, Soup Loop saying I'll send you guys a list of local restaurants at some point.
Yeah. There we
Perfect.
go.
That's what we like to hear. We'll definitely hit it out. Breweries too. Make sure you get the top one or two breweries in your area and send them our way.
Yep.
That'll be fun.
And wasn't there a delay for Tormenta and Charlotte?
There was. It
Wasn't
was
Weren't they dealing with storms?
yeah, it was a lightning delay.
Yeah.
Um, and it was awesome because I got to finish watching the Greenville match and the Greenville Richmond match, and then I got to finish watching Chattanooga and NoCo, and then I came into the action of for Tormenta um, and Charlotte match about 10-15 minutes into it. It's
Perfect timing.
perfect,
Yeah.
perfect. Got over
See, ESPN
the
Plus, you just
jitters
need
and
to
everything.
stagger it that much.
I know it's weird, right? Ooh, Sean with a good question. Sleeper game of the week to watch in week 3.
In week 3.
Go ahead and pull up the week 3 matchups.
Yeah, let me pull that up.
So, Richmond Kickers versus the Charlotte Independents, One Knox Union Omaha, North Carolina FC and Lexington, Tormenta and Hailstorm, Red Wolves and Fuego. Ooh, that's a good one. There's a lot of good ones. Um, yikes. Sleeper. Sleeper. I'm really interested in the Richmond Charlotte match. Um, obviously the Union Omaha match is going to be the biggest one that I'm looking at. But outside of that, I really like Richmond and Charlotte, but I also feel like Tormenta and Hailstorm is going to be one to watch. Really need to see how Tormenta does um, after what happened on Saturday against Charlotte. So, are they going to bounce back and come back to the old Tormenta, or is this going to be the start of a little bit of a rough patch for them?
And they'll be missing Killwine.
Mm-hmm.
So there's an opportunity for
But are they going to have Sterling back?
Hailstorm. What's that?
But are they going to have Sterling back?
Oh, that's a good question too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna throw my vote to Red Wolves versus Fuego.
Ooh,
I
that's an
think,
interesting one.
yeah, and I think that's exactly why, because it's an interesting matchup. We don't know a whole lot about Fuego. We've seen the players they've signed. There's definitely some strong potential behind the players they have, and I still have a lot of questions behind Chattanooga. We're not familiar with a lot of their players because they came from NISA clubs,
Mm-hmm.
and So to see more action from Chattanooga to kind of get a better feel of who they are, their tactics, and all that kind of stuff, I think this is going to be one of those matches where we're going to learn a lot about Chattanooga, and we're going to finally be introduced to the 2023 Fuego team. So that's the one that I'm looking forward to the most. Well, outside of Union Omaha.
Sure. Um, so real quick, um, geez, you guys are doing so good. It's hard to keep up here. Soup Loop said that they have a brewery there in Statesboro. They make a tormented beer called Blood of the Ibis. Ibis,
Oh,
Ibis, right?
ibis. Yep,
Um, so yeah,
blood of the
we'll have
ibis.
to try that.
Hmm.
Um, Allison wanted to know how Boyce did in the Greenville match. I put a tweet out about it, and I don't. The dude should not be playing in League One.
Yeah,
He's definitely a starter in championship level of skill, but I think his problem is he's a little bit on the injury bug, um,
yeah,
or at least he was with Memphis last season.
yeah. It looked like he also kind of got burnt on that goal.
Hmm.
Um, but outside of that, I mean, it was the voice that you want to see. I mean, the constant motor, not afraid of any duel,
Yep.
um, just constantly involved in everything. I mean, that's what you come to expect from Boyce. So yeah,
Hmm. Um, and then we're coming back. I hope you guys don't mind too much that we're kind of bouncing around, but um, so coming back to the sleeper pick of the week, Soup Loop said that we won't see Keziah Sterling because he talked to him at the game. So
dang it.
we won't be seeing Keziah Sterling quite yet, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, I got to tell you.
So
Oh, Alex also
Castro
saying
and Castro and McKinnon up top, or are we looking at um Labovitz? I mean, I don't know. They
for
looking at their roster, I mean, I
Tormenta.
feel like you could even throw Cox Ashwood up there or Lucas Coutinho. No, Lucas Coutinho is going to be back.
There's gonna be
Noah Pilato, maybe.
it's gonna be something, man.
That's what see, that's another thing. So we were just talking about what we've come to expect from um oh my gosh, what's his name? The guy who played for Greenville. Shoot. Oh,
Boys.
Devin Boyce. Yeah. So we're talking about that was what we've come to expect from Devin Boyce. This
Uh-huh.
is what we've come to expect from Greenville. I mean, you look at their roster, and even though they're sitting here saying, we're not going to have Keziah Sterling next week, they have, if you look at their roster, they have such a deep roster. Oh, excuse me, got the burps again. They can sit there and say, yeah, I mean, we don't have Keziah Sterling. He's a huge presence that is really tough to fill. But at the same time, look at the rest of our roster. We have plenty of replacements who can still do a
Hmm.
very good job in his stead. So, man,
Well, yeah, and I mean, Tormenta's gonna be one of those teams, man. It just you never
wealth of
know.
riches, man.
Um, so yeah, I still am gonna say, unfortunately, I won't be able to watch Kickers and Independence match, but that would be the one that I'm gonna have on my phone while I'm watching the Union Omaha match. That's gonna be the one that I feel like is gonna be crazy, crazy.
Oh yeah, they're at the same time.
Hmm. Yeah, come on, fucking League One. What are we
Yeah.
thinking? Or you know what? Maybe just spread the teams out and not have your entire cluster in the southeast. Like
Yeah.
you could
Have
kick the
everybody
games
on
off at
different
different
time.
times if they were somewhere else too. Like,
Okay, so
nope.
you have a match in Knoxville, you have a match in Richmond, Virginia, you have one in Cary, North Carolina, you have another in Chattanooga. Every match is on Eastern time.
Mhm.
They're all on the East Coast this week. What are we doing?
Oh god, do I need to pull up the Taylor Twellman men's national team rant and just throw the "What are you doing?" up over and over again.
Yeah.
Oh god. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Why not?
I didn't notice that until now. Just looking at, fuck, come on, man.
It's- I hope I'll be gonna be able to find.
I mean, if
Uh,
you look at like
anyway,
NFL or
the joke's
MLB,
gone now. So, but we all
if
know
you
what
look
we're
at like
talking about.
NFL or MLB, they stagger it out. So at least like the evening game is like a West Coast or like Pac-12. They're always late at night.
Fucking Pac-12 After Dark is one of the best things ever,
Yeah. Oh, you're
dude.
gonna get some love from Allison for saying that.
Dude, I will get home completely hammered from a Husker football game and just like not want to lay in bed because I'm gonna get the bed spins, and I'll lay on the couch and just Pac-12 After Dark. Perfect. Like, oh, it's so good. Yeah. And yeah, I'll probably get some love from Allison on that, but maybe not because I also have a team that I root for in the Pac-12, and I don't think they are the same team.
Who is it?
Arizona State.
Oh shit. Yeah, nope, you're definitely not gonna get any love for that.
Allison says Pac-12 After Dark means getting home at 2 a.m. It's awful. Yeah, true.
I mean, yeah, it's true.
And then Allison goes, Arizona State, seriously? In all capital letters. And
Yep, knew that was coming.
That's Alex Ashton's alma mater, actually. So
Oh, wow.
this is man,
That's awesome.
come for the League One talk and stay for the college football takes.
So, Alex, you went from Arizona State to Richmond, Virginia. Isn't that where he's currently at now?
I believe so. Yeah, Alex, that's weird.
Man, going cross country.
Alex says he doesn't watch anymore from the East Coast. It's too late for me.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Yeah, that's a super late one. Oh, Alex said he's from out here, but yeah. So
Gotcha.
so he went there and then went to school and then came back.
Yeah,
Well, we're just learning all sorts of stuff from you guys tonight too.
we are. This is cool. I like it.
Yeah, this has been a good one. It's been just kind of a hangout, and we like that. We like to get to know you guys because I know we interact with you guys on Twitter quite a bit, and it's kind of nice to hear what you guys think for a change too. Alex,
Yep.
Alex, I know we have your podcast and your Twitter and your website to get your takes on League One, but
Yep.
all this extra stuff is awesome.
Yeah.
Allison said she didn't have a pleasant experience as an away fan at ASU, but
And that's exactly, yep. Yep. That's
I mean,
exactly why.
yeah, Arizona State's a party school, though. I mean, you got to remember that they're like constantly rated number one or two and as the best party schools in the country. So,
Yeah. And that's why Scott Frost went down there.
well, yeah, yeah, it's true. Was going to make a co-ed joke, but I think it's a little too early for that still.
I thought about it as well.
I'll leave it up to the listener's imagination what that joke was going to be.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then Allison said she did have an excellent time at a bar near the stadium. Yep,
Yep.
party school. Got to do it. Oh, man.
All right. So I have a surprising stat. Well, I mean, we're going to cover this more on Wednesday, but I have a surprising stat from the Greenville Richmond match.
Okay.
How many saves do you think it wasn't even Akira Fitzgerald. The goalkeeper for
Oh, yeah, it
Richmond
was the
this
backup.
week was Palmquist. Um, so on Saturday night, How many saves do you think Will Palmquist had against Greenville?
Oh, trying to think of my. Said it was surprising, so it could be either surprising low or surprising high. I don't think Greenville. uh, Don't even want to say that I don't think they played that well because I think they played pretty decently. 5.
Okay, not far off. It was 2.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. So, Greenville had 14 shots.
Ooh.
Yeah. 7 of which were blocked and only 2 shots on target. So each of their shots on target were saves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
there's a stat for you.
Yeah. Not having a Kira Fitzgerald in there too. I mean, what you got to do? Protect the backup. Not
Yeah,
let him get any shots on goal.
yeah.
Seems like
That
an
would
easy
have
enough recipe.
exactly. Sounds like it would have been a pretty easy clean sheet for Fitzgerald if he decided he wanted to take an easy shift or something.
Yeah, I suppose. Maybe they saw something and that's why he took it off. He's like, I'm a little banged up. I think I'm just gonna sit this one out.
Yeah,
Looks like you can handle this. Handle my light
yeah.
work kind of thing. Man. And
And I
Alex
can't
says
remember.
more like 1.5. Oh, I guess Alex said his wife is having a baby, so
Hey,
there you go.
congrats, Alex. That's
I'm
awesome, man.
I think he's talking about Fitzgerald.
Oh, okay.
Like saying,
Oh,
yeah,
I thought okay.
I'm reading verbatim what he said.
Yeah.
Um, he said he wasn't on the roster even, so yeah, that would
Yeah, he
make
wasn't.
sense why he's not there.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, yeah, that would be a reason I would not be there too. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool though. Congrats to Fitzgerald. Pretty nice.
So after seeing these matches, which
Hmm.
team so after, 2 weeks of League One action, which
Hmm.
team scares you the most and which team do you feel most confident and Omaha facing?
Ooh.
Or
Uh,
even which one do you think any club in League One should be least
sure.
concerned about?
Least concerned about. Mm, I think at this point it's a toss up between Lexington because they're still such an unknown quantity and Chattanooga for the same reason. Granted, Chattanooga did look pretty good, but they weren't the Chattanooga of last year
Yeah.
playing Colorado. So,
It's hard to replace that trio. Well, I
yeah,
mean, they still have one of the trio, but
yeah.
still.
I think those are the two teams that I don't see. Mm, I don't even know if I like my answer there because they're unknown quantities. So I don't know if you should not fear them or not be looking to play them. Ugh. I don't know. I'm going to stick with that Lexington or Chattanooga. And then the team that I think everybody should be afraid of playing now. Ugh. Uh, Richmond is one that sticks out in my mind, but also for what Charlotte did to Tormenta, I think Charlotte is also another one. And I know that flies in the face of my predictions, but listen, my predictions were already screwed this week, so I might as well just put the final nail in that coffin.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think I'll agree with you on Lexington on one end.
Hmm.
I think there's still a lot of questions to be answered or to be answered about Lexington. But I think even in that glimpse, we saw enough of Lexington to kind of know what we can expect from them.
Hmm.
Um, I think Lexington on that end, and I gotta agree with you on the other end.
Yeah.
I kind of want to. So between, oh man, I kind of want to lean toward. You know what? I'm gonna go Richmond
Hmm.
because Charlotte scored. They even though they put up three on Tormenta,
Hmm.
they put up three on a Tormenta side that was down a man,
Hmm.
and uh, at that point in the match, it was 1-1. So if it's 1-1 and then you capitalize on that and score two more goals after that red card, good. You did what you were supposed to do.
Hmm.
Richmond went on the road to play at Greenville, which is always a tough thing to do. And not only did they scored in the first, like they scored in the 12th minute.
Hmm.
That's tough to do on Greenville. And not only did they score in the 12th minute, they carried that score line to the rest to the final whistle, which is
Hmm.
also very hard to do because you know that Greenville is going to come at you. They're at least going to go for the draw, if not the win.
Yeah,
So
but
yeah,
that's kind of been the issue with Greenville teams under John Harkes is if they go down early, they have trouble coming back and winning matches
yeah.
just because they're not built. They're not built that way. They're built to get the lead and then rest on their defense.
So you're further encouraging my argument because
Hmm.
Richmond knows their Achilles heel. They went after it, they got
Hmm.
it, and they carried it to victory.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Richmond was the team that stuck out immediately in my head when we were talking
Yeah,
about teams that nobody wants to play. That was the biggest one. And then I was just kind of going through and looking for another team because I feel like, especially me, I talk about Richmond a lot about how good they are. And so I don't think I put enough emphasis on just how good some of the other teams in this league are. And I feel like we all know Richmond's a good team, but when they're doing things like this on a consistent basis, which they are, it's hard not to talk about them.
yeah.
Um,
And to encourage your argument for Charlotte's presence in your answer, the only goal they gave up was that, I mean, world class goal from Akale.
mhm,
So, I mean, on defense, even they did their job.
yeah,
And that has been the biggest question about Charlotte. You know, they
mhm,
stocked up on all these offensive players. What are they doing on defense to, you know, to recoup, that imbalance? Um, I think we saw a little bit of that in the first half.
yeah. And I mean, the match coming up this weekend, we're gonna see potentially who that biggest, at least in the early season, who that biggest risk of playing is because Richmond's playing Charlotte. So
Yeah,
whoever comes out of that match, in my mind, is going to be up there. I mean, I haven't done my power rankings yet, but they're Charlotte and Richmond are going to be pretty high on that list this week.
yeah,
And whoever comes out of that match is probably going to take that top spot in the next week's rankings, unless something insane happens in one of the other matches.
yeah. And Charlotte is playing at City Stadium, which
Yeah.
is very difficult to win in as well.
Hmm. Yeah. It's gonna be a good one. I'm really looking forward to this week's matches.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll have that to break down. We'll have all these matches to talk about. Um, on Wednesday, we'll kind of preview them a little bit more extensively. So
cool.
that'll be cool.
We got any more questions?
We don't have any more questions right now. So if anybody has
Awesome.
any, we'll give you guys a couple minutes here to
Yeah,
fire off any last couple questions you got because we're sitting at about an hour and a half right now. So this is almost
yeah.
as long as one of our
A
actual
normal show.
shows. So, but you know what? I love it. I'll do 3 hour long ones of these if you guys do.
Yeah.
If you guys want to do that and you guys want to keep coming, just let us know.
Yeah, as long as we got momentum, between our discussions and the questions and the call-ins that are coming, yeah, let's absolutely. Why would we stop the party?
Yeah, for sure. Um, Soup, I'm gonna get you that Discord server invite real quick. Soon server.
And nobody asked, but I'll throw this in there. Iowa women just defeated Louisville 97-83. So they're going to Final Four. I had that game on in the background. That Caitlin Clark, man, just can't defend her.
There you go, Soup. That is the Discord link, and if you want to copy that one down, that one is set to not expire. So if and when you get around to it, that one will be open for you. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like we were saying, I'll sit here and talk soccer with everybody as long as you guys want to. So
Mm-hmm.
as long as the questions keep coming in, we'll keep answering them. But
Yep.
let's see, what time is it now? 38. We can give you guys 5 or 6 more minutes to
Yeah.
come up with something, and then if there's nothing else after that, then we'll kind of say our signs off, and then I'm gonna go up and go to bed because I got work in the morning. But
Yep. So
um,
do
then after that, I'll be putting in work on the outline for this week's show.
I.
This has been good though, so I think we'll get a little bit more insight, and it at least will give me a chance to kind of further talk out my arguments and my thoughts. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit more open forum, so I don't have to think as much about it.
I want to try to pull up the.
Allison said, not a question, but more of a statement. I do have a trip to Spokane coming up soon, and I will try to take another picture of my scarf at the construction site.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be nice. Make sure if you do take that picture or get a chance to, Allison, go ahead and send it in. 'Cause we would love to see it. Take a look at it.
Oh, I can see comments now. Yay. This is awesome.
Yes, yes.
Nice.
Oh, we've had quite a few tonight too. These guys are really knocking it out of the park with this.
Yeah.
This one has been a little bit smoother than the first one, but that was also a tough night too. Yeah, Friday nights are going to be a little.
Nice.
All
All right. I love it.
right. So, let's see.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, we got somebody come in the live call in Discord. I believe they said hold on a second, so we'll give them a second here.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we've got you now. Yeah, how's it going?
Okay. Pretty good. Pretty good. This is Soup Loops from the YouTube chat.
Oh, hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Good,
Could have been
good.
better.
Yeah, I mean that'll happen. So what's up? What do you want to talk about?
I would just like I was saying in the chat. I talked to Sterling Friday
Okay.
and Saturday, yesterday. And he said he was feeling good and everything, but they've got him on some precautions. I think he was saying is some like pre-existing thing that he had that I guess he didn't address. Some like maybe like nagging injury. Um, I'm not going to disclose what it was because I mean that's his personal business
Sure.
if the team's releasing it, you know.
Yep.
But I mean, he seemed fine. He's up walking around, And but yeah, I think he said like at the most like 2 weeks and stuff. And like me and my wife were talking to him, and we're like, yeah, just don't rush it.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, when he's got something like that, especially if it's something that was pre-existing or whatever, you never want to rush back, and especially with how long the season is, Zaya is going to be anytime he gets back to the pitch, that's going to be good. So don't rush back, don't get injured again, and just come back when you can.
He's 24, so he's got plenty of football left in him.
Oh yeah, yes, definitely a young guy now.
But yeah, I know. Whenever I was talking to him, I asked him if it was picked up from that knock he got in the preseason match with the Tampa Bay Rowdies. And he's like, no, it was before that. So
Oh really? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's good to know he's up and moving. And like we got like Boswa that
hmm
seems like I know I talked to him the other day, and he said he's probably got like another month or so, I think, because I know those ACL things, they try to take their time on it because he tore it, what, like the 12th game in the season? And I know whenever Bill Hart tore his, it was like the fourth game in the season. So if you think about the gap, and
Oh yeah.
like Bill Hart came in at the beginning of the season, but they were always subbing him out in like the 60th minute or earlier until like 8 or 9 games in.
hmm
So it'll be good to have all the guys back.
It definitely makes your season a lot better when you have your entire squad.
Yeah, and then last year we just had a particularly healthy year
Yep.
too. So aside from Boswa and a couple stints where like Sterling was out for 4 games or so, I think he like fractured his toe or something.
I don't remember what his was last season, but yeah, I
But
do remember
that's
him being
why
out a couple times.
it was funny. That's why he was wearing the two different colored boots. We asked him that one time, and it was because he had like a metal plate in the bottom of it that was keeping his toe from getting worse off. And it just happened to be that that particular brand fit the metal plate better, or that's what maybe they cut it to that shoe.
Oh, weird. Well, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, especially to get out there.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Ajay last year, I think he had some kind of groin injury, and that's
hmm
why he's been kind of getting subbed in or subbed out early too
Yeah.
this year. So
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a long season, so we'll see how it goes. And I don't think Tormenta's in any danger of falling out of the playoff picture. I mean, I granted it's early, but
Akali has been looking good because I mean we only picked him up what with 10 games left in the season last year, and
yeah,
so we
it
got him for
super
the
late.
whole
Yeah.
preseason this year.
hmm
So I feel like he's going to be another one that's going to kind of catapult up there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, from just what we've seen the past 2 weeks with him, yeah, he's definitely going to be a big pivotal part of that team. Yeah. So, um, I guess if there's anything else or anything rich that you want to add, just kind of catching up on the live stream. So,
No,
Oh, so on here is
um,
it just you and
I was
not
just
going to
listening
the
to him.
live
No,
stream thing? Because it
those were
paused
awesome
my
insights. I
YouTube stream
thank
whenever
you
I
for
started
calling in,
this.
joining the Discord, and um, telling us that information. That's awesome. That's some good info. Um, yeah, I off the top of my head, I mean, obviously we could talk about soccer all night, but yeah, I think for here and now, I'm good.
yeah. So, unless Soup, you got anything else?
Yeah, I'm good. There's no point in meandering on about my feelings about referees. We're all in League One, so we all have the same feelings.
Yes, I agree. All right. Well, yeah, think that's I think that's probably good for us then. Yeah, because I think we're sitting at an hour 45. That's not too bad for a live call-in show. So
Yeah, it's
Yeah, and
only
it's
going to
coming
get
on
better.
midnight over here too. So.
oh yeah.
Well,
All
yeah,
right.
you guys have a good night.
All right. Thanks. You too. We'll make sure you send over that any of that information you got, and we'll make sure we
Oh
stop
yeah,
by and check it out.
I definitely have my opinions about restaurants and everything in town. So I'll try to make a list of like what type of restaurant and which one I think is the one to visit.
Sweet. Sounds good. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in.
All right, thank you guys for doing the show.
Yeah, no problem at all. We do it for you guys. So,
All right, see ya.
all right. Take it easy.
Cool. Let me switch over, see if we got any live. Looks like we don't have any more comments. So,
Yeah.
yeah. All right.
Well, yeah, I think all right. I think we can end it there. But thanks for everybody that came out and sent in questions, comments, and just kind of hung out too. That's awesome. So
Yeah.
we'll keep doing this. If you guys want us to keep doing it, we'll keep doing
Yep.
it. It was fun. It was it'll be fun to talk about it without being too formal. So and then
Yep.
maybe you'll hear a little bit more as we get the season further on. And it's a 7 o'clock at night match for Union Omaha. You guys will be hearing more of the 10, 11 beer deep takes from me. So just be ready for that. Be ready for a
Yeah.
lot worse takes as the night goes on.
Yeah. We'll save some more of the spicy takes for Wednesday when we record that episode too.
Yeah.
I think we were more focused on hearing you guys tonight. So
Mhm.
thanks for Soup Loops for joining the show, providing his voice to the show. Thanks for all the comments, all the questions, everything you guys are doing over there in the live chat over on YouTube. So yeah, we really appreciate you guys joining the show, and we got plenty more weeks ahead of us and plenty more hangouts.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So without further ado, thanks guys for stopping by and see and you'll hear from us on Wednesday.
Yep. We'll see you then.